Why has Dejan Kulusevski's transition to midfield led to Brennan Johnson's scoring streak? Brennan Johnson has scored in every one of Spurs' last 6 games, equaling a record held by Harry Kane for the most goals in consecutive Spurs matches. But what are the tactical reasons for his improvement in form? After a pretty lacklustre start to the season, he is now one of the first names on the team sheet. This video will look into how Kulusevski being played in midfield has helped Johnson along with some other key reasons. But before we get into that, please subscribe to the channel, like the video and comment on what you'd like to see me analyse next. Please also follow me on X at LilyWhiteLab for more analytical Spurs content. But without further ado, let's get into it. So first we'll be looking at Brennan Johnson as a player. What does he excel at? For me, there are 2 main attributes that he's very good at. First of all, his athleticism. Johnson is rapid, both over the first few yards but also when he reaches top speed. The majority of fullbacks in the league wouldn't match him in a foot race. However, this athleticism is very much in straight lines. Johnson isn't especially agile or nifty when changing direction, especially with the ball at his feet. This is a clear distinction to make, as he's mainly able to utilise this straight line pace when there is space for him to run into, rather than weaving in and out of bodies. His second main quality is his timing of runs into the box. Johnson seems to have that innate ability to know where the ball will drop in the box and when to make his darts into goal scoring positions to give him the best chance of grabbing a goal. Whether that's when to make a run for a midfielder to slip a through ball to him, or even more so, when the ball is on the other side of the pitch, his timing to reach the back post is impeccable, leading to him being on the end of many tap-ins. This movement is helped by his athleticism, as he can lose his marker with a quick burst, but it's also down to his high off-the-ball IQ to know the exact second to make a move. Additionally, he's a pretty decent finisher, where this season I've seen improvements on his weaker foot finishing too. So what does Johnson struggle with? Technically, he's a very basic player. With the ball at his feet, he's not refined at all and his touches can be clunky and lack intricacy. He struggles when there isn't space for him to work with, but even more so when he has to try and beat a fullback with a bit of skill or flair. This means when facing low blocks or settled back lines, he can often be frustrating. With these attributes in mind, Johnson is the type of player you want on the end of things, rather than giving him any responsibility in trying to create chances or build attacks in possession. This season, I'd noticed a pattern where Johnson was getting much less touch responsibility in possession. When he was receiving it, it was in dangerous advanced areas where he can utilise those qualities we spoke about. So what does this have to do with Kulusevski? Well, Kulusevski is one of the best retainers of possession in the league, and with him playing as an advanced number 8 or 10, however you want to label it, on the right side, he's given Johnson a constant option to play to when he's under pressure. Johnson can find Kulusevski without the worry that he won't keep it, and he will either get it back in a more advanced area or the team will be able to recycle possession. The fact that Brennan Johnson has the second least touches per 90 in the squad this season would suggest that Ange has relieved him of possession duties to focus on his strengths. Kulusevski is a player who needs constant touches to get into his rhythm and play to his best. Him being the ball magnet in the right half space means that Johnson can utilise his running power and movement, while the Swede occupies these advanced right zones when we have the ball. Additionally, having Porro's creative in-possession ability supporting from underneath too really reduces the need for Johnson to be anything more than basic in possession. As long as Kulusevski and Maddison too are on their game in those advanced central zones, we can continue to be creative in the final third. Of course, Johnson's movement is much more effective against teams that come out against us and leave that space for him to exploit. However, if we then had a more ball-heavy winger on the left side who could consistently get to the byline with dribbles, it makes for a brilliantly balanced front line. Whether that left winger is Son, Odebear or a new signing, a ball-heavy winger would create tons of opportunities for Johnson to hit that back post like he does so well and score a bag full of goals. But overall, I think having such a strong in-possession player like Kulusevski in that right centre midfield slot has and will continue to take Brennan Johnson's game up a level and allow him to focus on what he's good at. Previously, we've seen Sarr or Bentancur there, who are too safe in possession, causing that right flank to be pretty stagnant when we have the ball. If either of those two are to play in that number 8 role, I still think Kulusevski should play ahead of Johnson on the right wing, because in essence, we need at least one possession heavy player on both sides of the pitch in advanced areas to not only be creative but to also reduce the constant risk of turnovers. Thanks for watching. Please follow me on X at LilyWhiteLab for more analysis like this. I look forward to bringing you more videos like this on a regular basis.